Hi, and welcome to Smirconish.com. This is the editor's report, and I'm your editor, Gilly Remen. So, like I do every week, I'm going to run down our critical thinking section for you, give you the highlights of the week, and showcase all the great critical thinking content, original content for Smirconish.com. So, I'm going to break it up kind of to domestic politics in the United States and kind of international because we have some pretty cool international pieces for this week. So let's get started with the domestic. First, I would like to highlight John Hart's new essay called Stephen Miller and the History of Dog Whistle Politics. He talks about immigration reform in the Trump administration. It's quite an interesting piece. Also, Jacob Singularity, Out of Many, One, an American Standard. And he kind of talks about how America is stronger when we're diverse. And we are diverse demographically, so we should embrace that. The next essay I want to highlight is called Primary Pragmatism, Labor, the Rust Belt, and the Democratic Party. That's by Brent Newsome, and he talks about how the Rust Belt is changing politically in the past few years and in the past decade, really, with automated jobs moving overseas and people not having enough jobs at home. Another interesting piece by Fred Gustafson is called Amazon Has a Responsibility to Pay Taxes, which is a pretty popular subject, I would say. Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world, and so Fred thinks that they should pay taxes to the nation that started them all, gave them a grounding. Lastly, we have James Craven, Trial of the Century, which kind of talks about a trials of the century, last century, in the 20th century, and the current impeachment trials being the trial of the century for the 21st century. And Jai Paul, the last one for domestic politics, wrote a piece called Testosterone Fueled Politics, which is just kind of centered on Trump's tweet of his face on Rocky Balboa's body, which I know went viral the other week. And now to international politics. David Daly wrote an interesting piece called Wishful Thinking Won't Fix Brexit. It's too late for that. So check out that piece. Tina Ramirez wrote The Elusive Hope of One Sudan, where she talks about the conflict in South Sudan and Sudan and the Sudanese people and how Americans should ultimately be supportive of their cause. And lastly, I just want to highlight one more. Dr. Da Cola Giovanni wrote a very interesting piece called CBD Curious. I know it's something that actually a lot of people are curious about. So if you want to know more, if you want to know her opinion on it, go ahead, check it out. And like always, please email me at editor@smirconish.com to submit any essays that you think could fit into original content. We'd be happy to work with you, and have a great weekend. Don't forget to keep thinking critically. See you next time.